Hello. There we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Adams. Thank you for watching my live stream, if anyone is. I I have a very good reason for the puppy dog face. I'm about to spit some truth about the government, and I don't want them to murder me, which I don't think they would. I mean, who would murder this face, right? Nobody. So, what I was out last night doing comedy, and what I noticed is I like to make connections to things. Because especially now that I don't watch porn, I research and look into everything as much as I can, and it helps with the writing. So I was out doing comedy with a really cool comic that actually hosted the show for Ismo. Good dude, Timer Katan, awesome guy. Shout out to him. Very nice. We ended up having a conversation, and I was making a connection, which he didn't quite get, and maybe it was my fault for not explaining it right, but I was explaining that every war that we have, we lose a freedom, and at first it's shocking to the American people. And then we get used to it, we find out, oh, it's just happening, and then we sort of become docile and accept it, and then end up voluntarily giving that freedom away on our own. So the number one concern during the Iraq War was privacy. And in that war, we learned through Snowden that the government was just spying on all of us, and people at first were pretty pissed, and the Patriot Act happened as well, and people were very angry and upset at first, and then slowly over time, as the war kept going and there was no end in sight, we all just sort of now voluntarily give pretty much all of our information to corporations, which, by the way, are usually funded by government, which a lot of people don't know, like Facebook. And I don't know if Twitter was, but I know for sure that Google, who owns YouTube, is, and Facebook, they get some government assistance. People don't know that, but yeah. So, and I'm sure the government has nothing but good intentions. So, but anyway, as these wars happen, we end up voluntarily giving our information, and they get us used to it, right? And I don't understand when people say, like, why would the government do anything bad? Well, I do understand the government is a broad term, right? It does consist of a lot of different types of people. But when I talk about the government, I'm talking about the actual people in power. And I don't actually have a political side or a stake in any of this, because I don't think, to me, politics is sports. And I look at it like, it doesn't matter who wins or who loses. Either way, both teams get to go home to their mansions, and it leaves all of the fans fighting over nothing. And it makes us silly and ridiculous, and I don't get it personally, but whatever. You know, that is what it is, and I'm not, like, anti-government. I'm just like, let's at least look at what they're doing, you know? And I love people that go, well, why would the government would never hurt its citizens? Except for the Tuskegee experiments, the 16-year-old murdering of a 16-year-old American in Yemen, bombing of Black Wall Street, Fred Hampton murder, Operation Northwood. But, we should give them our guns. I'm sure it'll work out. And again, I'm not trying to say that I have any answers, but I am saying that I think everything that the government does, this is how they get away with the evil. They make it very, very boring. They if you notice, every resolution that gets passed has some pork in it, or some bill that they just hammer in that we don't even know what it is, and they don't read it because they don't have time, or they just don't care. So I say, as citizens, we should definitely be more aware of what they're doing and what they're trying to do to us. No, I'm not saying that they're evil. I don't know that. Again, not trying to say that. And if any of the government is listening, I'm just a little puppy, not saying anything. But I will say, like, as citizens, we need to be a little bit more informed. And it's not just voting. It's more than that. We have to actually write people, because that's the only way to make change. It's voting kind of does, but writing your senators, representatives, and Congress, well, the Congress people basically, is the most important thing you can do. Now, I know, it's boring, but that's how they get away with evil, by being boring. Thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a great morning. These are the things I think about in the morning. I'm about to go work in comedy now, editing for some really dope comedians. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if any of the CIA or NSA is listening, I'm just a little puppy. You wouldn't murder a puppy. All right, bye.